right, Shalom, Akim.
Shalom.
We'd like to start off by giving our honor and glory to
YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI.
We want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. All right? We are the Hebrew Israelites, specifically GMS Mississippi Camp, out here once again, week in, week out, prophesying the downfall of America. All right? And along with that, I want to, hey, somebody get this Sirach, exalt not thyself, be counsel thy own heart. All right, because you got a Jake that's been basically a reproach to the apostles, to the ministry. All right, he's taken away from the book. All right, he's basically, he set brothers up to get attacked. All right, for years. All right, but one thing about it is, you went against YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. You took away from the book, man. I was meditating on that this week. The one thing that we have hope in, the one thing, you said some of those books were accurate.
Right.
The good book, like the one thing that give us value and hope. That's like a nigga been waiting on his income tax all fucking year just to find out, nigga, you owe money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, your hope is gone. You've been waiting on this for the past 6 months. So the one thing that we have hope in, nigga, you took from the book of Hebrews, the Apostle Paul. But okay, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation 13:9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leads in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
This is our patience. This is our faith. All right, everything else that you are hoping it is going to fail you. If your hope is in, I want this 6-figure job, this 7-figure job, it is eventually going to fail you because the dollar is about to fail. If your hope is on a woman, she's going to fuck somebody else. Period. If your hope is in what else? Against some nigga Wall Street started, it is going to fail because that is against the NWO. All right, Jacob is not supposed to own anything here. All right, if your hope is in a new pair of shoes or just something petty, man, it is going to fail. But our patience and our faith is that the nigga that led us into captivity, all right, should go into captivity. Not prolong the captivity for getting privileges here. Nigga, it's no such thing as a successful Israelite. It's no such thing as a free Israelite. It's a nigga with privileges. And those privileges come with stipulations. And if you want to live on the high end of America, you're going to have to follow stipulations. You're going to have to follow charter stipulations. You can't help your people, nigga. You're going to have to denounce the name, fuck nigga. All right? Huh? Come on, man. Stop fucking playing, man. You know, the Lord might come back when he said 1,000 years from now. In other words, I'm eating good, nigga. All right? Here's the patience and the faith of the saints, man. Don't you dare speak badly about the one thing that we have our anchor in, man. The one thing that kept us from beating the shit out of a nigga, going to prison doing some dumb shit. Because you picked up in America from drinking to death, eating to death, the one thing we got hope in, man. Come on, man. That's what happened when you say that book isn't legit. That book isn't authorized. That's what happened, man. All right?
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 1, verse 30. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall.
All you motherfuckers do the same shit. You downplay the truth and big up yourself. The apostles' writing wasn't legit. All this, but you want to be the celebrity in Israel. You want to be a big face in Israel. You want to be the person that everybody's talking about, man. And it's not just you. It's many different people that made a cult of personalities of themselves, man. They have made a likeness of themselves, man. All right? It's not about you, nigga. Anybody coming to see you, Otis? And YAHAWASHI will show you over and over again that you niggas ain't shit.
It's about that mindset.
It's about that mindset, man. How many niggas you know in GMS that was that guy, now they're gone?
I get seen.
Yeah, and the former members of camps. He was like, man, that brother, but YAHAWASHI was like, fuck that shit.
From a father?
That Jordan nigga, man.
That nigga was Jordan, man.
Yeah, that Jordan nigga, man.
I was all don't want to see him.
Nah.
Come to teaching and preaching. That shit like some N1 shit.
Man, bro, it's scholars in this truth. It's no longer here. So I'd rather you not know my name.
Right. That's
You
right.
know?
And be still be here.
And be still here.
That's
And the Lord is dealing with me on the slick, like, yeah, he's one of my guys.
Right.
Because that's something you learn when you first come in the camp. Like, we might not be known like that, but I'm in the truth. Trust me, it's better to just be in the truth than to be known like that. You know? All right?
It says, and bring dishonor upon thy soul.
That's what you did, nigga. I heard you losing camps. And to be honest, I never really been tapped into you like that, nigga. But you know, you tap into what's going on in Israel and shit. You hear the foolishest things that you do, man. And you see the reoccurring thing. Niggas, they badmouth the ministry. They badmouth the men of the Lord. Then some exposure happens, man.
Nigga has become infamous. Bible shop, you can look at definition of book. Infamous. That's what you niggas have become. You know, infamous. And see, and I knew it. I said, these niggas like attention so much. The worst thing you can do to a nigga that loves attention is embarrass today.
Man, what?
You see?
Yep.
And I figured that was gonna happen, man. You know? Hey, Allah BaHaShaM YAHAWASHI.
It's right.
Hey, YAHAWASHI goes to you and his men every time. Everything else for the loop.
Hey, nah, that's beautiful.
This is the definition of the word infamous on Google. It says well known for some bad quality or deed, wicked or abominable.
You're a warlord. You a sodomite. You pimp out your women. You've been stroking. That's what you've been doing.
Dirty and filthy.
And that's why the scripture got something. Go ahead, bro.
But this is in the etymology online. It says of ill repute, famous for badness, opposite of. That's pretty much it.
Hey, cause look, there's another scripture that sit right. Better is it to be of little wisdom, and yeah.
I got something for you, see.
Let's go, bro.
Hey, this is
And by the way, brothers just got coffee, man. But in the see-through cups. Look, see, this is a smoothie. That's coffee, man. Yeah, perception is everything.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
You know?
That's right.
There ain't no fucking some dark liquor or some shit.
Right.
I always rock back and forth when I teach. It ain't nothing like, you know.
Yeah, it's that Levi spirit.
Levi, man.
In Proverbs 30 and verse 5, every word of the Most High is pure. He's a shield unto them that put their trust in him.
Yep.
Verse 6 in the NLT, do not add to his words, or he may rebuke you and expose you as a liar.
You added to his word, you taken away from his word. And you tainted, you temper it with our hope, man. Like I said, the one thing you're supposed to have your faith in, the one thing that carried you year after year in Babylon, that you came into the knowledge, is the word. Fuck the money.
That's something wrong.
Not something wrong with it. But we supposed to pay you tights, buy a Hebrew name for your dumb ass, buy clothes for your dumb ass, follow you.
Why you stripping away hope?
Why you? Yeah. So if it's all about you, nigga, if you die right now, we fucked.
That's right.
If the spotlight's on you and we supposed to hope in you, basically, if nigga you die right now, then we're fucked.
Yeah, we gotta wait for you to get through being dominated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before you make a move.
Yep.
Right. And I'm gonna say this, man, like if you got a brother that's going through that, there's supposed to be something you're going through before you come into the truth. As an high-ranking priest or self-proclaimed high priest, you don't supposed to be doing that type of behavior, bro. What's the whole process of you being born again?
And well, that's why the apostle said, and such as were some of you.
Right.
Past tense.
That's right.
It's either,
That's right.
You could have been a sodomite,
That's
an
right.
adulterer,
That's right.
or a nigga in the witchcraft.
That's right.
A pimp. You could have been, it's all fucked up.
Right.
And that could have been overlooked. But you still in this shit. You still doing the industry. You mixing oil and water.
Can I back you up real fast? Just to back him up, in case these cats trying to get funny. 1 Corinthians 6 and verse 9. Don't you realize that those who do wrong will not inherit the kingdom of the Most High?
Yep.
And this is in the NLT. Don't fool yourselves. Those who indulge in sexual sin, or who worship idols, or commit adultery, or are male prostitutes, or practice homosexuality,
Yeah.
or are thieves, or greedy people, or drunkards, or are abusive, or cheat people, none of these will inherit the kingdom of the Most High.
And the abusive goes back to abuse themselves of mankind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes you got to go back to that KJV.
That's right.
Yep.
Verse 11. Some of you were once like that.
So, actually, the Apostle Paul is talking to converts.
That's right.
He's talking to the hopefully elect.
That's it.
They came out of Corinth, right?
That's right.
So coming out of Corinth was like coming out of Atlanta.
That's right.
Coming out of New Orleans,
That's
Jackson,
right.
Mississippi, fucking
Vegas.
Bay Area,
Yeah.
Vegas,
Yeah.
New York, the liberal fucking freaky cities, man.
That's it, bro.
So if you came from these inner cities, there's a chance you was one of those.
That's it.
Like half of the females now they're gay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you didn't experience the woman. Half of the niggas, you done ran trains on females. Some chicks that ran trains on females,
Yeah.
or you committed adultery. You damn sure ate pork.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
nigga, you know how it is in nigga culture.
Yeah.
All right, but it says such were
Yeah.
some of you.
Right.
That's what real repentance is.
That's it. In the NLT, some of you were once like that, but you were cleansed. You were made holy. You were made right with the Most High by calling on the name of Lord YAHAWASHI and by the Spirit of our power.
The key word was were,
Yeah.
and basically you were made holy.
Yeah.
All right, because when you came into the truth, hey, all things were done away with.
That's it, bro.
That word infamous, that word
Okay.
betrayal.
This is expounding on the word infamous. It says cause infamy. It's public disgrace, dishonor, evil fame, notorious of ill fame, meaning quality of being shamefully vile.
It's the opposite of famous.
That's right.
And Apostle Gavar went into the word famous. Really, famous goes back to him. So you yeah, you really hungry. You're hungry for attention. Going back to you was hungry for attention, and now the Most High gave you exactly what you're hungry for.
Ill attention.
Ill attention. So your fame turned into infamy.
Because you look at our forefathers, they was renowned.
Yep.
You know, which means they were known for righteousness.
Yep. Those sons of God. Right? Because even a judge, right? A judge is renowned, all right, for being like that upstanding ruler. Like a Judge Mathis, a Judge Joe Brown.
Samuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them niggas.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I know
yeah,
what.
yeah.
Fuck them niggas.
Yeah.
Joe Brown talking this shit the other day.
I think he realized, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, hey, back in our homeland, the judge was different. Like that was,
Hey, they wouldn't even eat till Samuel came.
yeah,
You know,
come.
you say the first Samuel, they wouldn't even eat till they see Samuel.
And show you, man, when the Most High set the elect back in the universe to rule the universe, come on, the pillars of existence. Come on, man. Showing you the core thing is the laws. So the first thing you have to have in society is judges to implement the laws. That's the first thing you gotta have, man. All right. You can repeat exalt not thyself. You can definitely go to the small this thing.
This is back in Ecclesiasticus, Sirach chapter 1, verse 30. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so the Most High discover thy secrets and cast it down in the midst of the congregation.
Man, discover our secrets. Oh, I think they had him in mind when they wrote this. Sirach had him in mind, man. All right.
Because thou camest not in the truth to the fear of Yahweh Shai, but thy heart is full of deceit.
The heart is full of deceit, man. All right.
And the seed is lying. Because you made a telltale video, your first initial video, you said that you didn't do nothing. There's no gay stuff and so on and so forth. But your text messages is implicating you're down with the entire program.
But don't you give a pushing that street shit.
Yeah.
Hey, this street rulership has reached its expiration. So no more can you really big up that street shit because Most High gonna knock it down every time.
Yeah.
It goes back to when the Philistines had the Ark of the Covenant and they set it in the same temple with Dagon. And it was the third day, the whole Dagon statue fell over. So the street energy that you push out, that's an idol. It's confounded. So it's already been tilted over.
And it intertwined with alphabet culture now.
That's right.
Street nigga and alphabet culture is intertwined.
Yep, that's right. I always wonder about that shit like amongst niggas like, bro, the gangsters always be kind of like fucking with the gay dudes.
Yeah.
Or they be kind of
It's
cool with each
all
other.
right, yeah.
Now, how in the world, this supposed to be a lane and you respect him, but you cool with the alphabet nigga.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And like you bring about the Ark of the Covenant, and once they moved out the temple with Dagon, they moved it to another place, and everywhere they took it, the Lord hand was there. So now he got that members only website where people gotta pay to go on there. That shit gonna end up getting exposed in some kind of way and destroyed too.
That's right. That's right. And then It's like, hey, what does Scripture say? The ark of the covenant is with men. It's as though it's in great millstone. Because everything that go against the great millstones of the spirit is knocked over, man.
If I can just add, because if you think about the Ark of the Covenant, that was really nothing but a representation of YAHWAH, right? Because that's why basically when the angels, Salakia, when they came to the sepulchre, when he was in, what did you have? You had an angel at the head and at the foot. You know, that's the Ark of the Covenant. So YAHWAH embodies everything, man. You know, just to back you up.
Yeah, come. No, you got it, bro. Yeah, come.
This is Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, chapter 19, verse 24. He that has small understanding and fear the Most High is better than the one that has much wisdom and transgresses the law of the Most High.
So we've gone through that infatuation with men that had much wisdom, then they got confounded, and it's like, damn, he was shit. All right, it's better to have small understanding. Nobody knows who you are but the men in your camp. You hold a sign, you bring out a precept when it's appropriate, and it's better to be that way, man.
Hey, but YAHWAH went down with that fame shit.
No.
Every time they tried to award him the fame, he'll dip off in the crowd, man.
You know, a lot of you niggas do too. Y'all got this victim mentality, like, you push this narrative that you know you came from the streets, you came from nothing, but it really be your excuse to behave the way you behave. No, YAHWAH's,
No, the phone went off.
yeah. And YAHWAH's our therapy. That's the new nigga culture narrative.
And guess what therapy means, bro?
Heal.
That's right.
Cure.
That's
Cure.
right.
Yeah.
Heal, well, no, heal and cure.
Yeah. So those traumas that we have, man, YAHWAH can heal you, man.
It's the point, just to back you up, and that's why you don't supposed to be going to no fucking marital counseling, man. Because when it comes to basically the scriptures, Apostle Paul already said there will be trouble in the flesh.
Yep.
So the cure or the healing based on that, you have to go to the scriptures. And if a woman is going to get any advice, it's supposed to be from another woman, an elder woman.
Matthew chapter 9, verse 12. But when YAHWAH heard that, he said unto them, they that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick.
But the physician was YAHWAH. See, the physician wasn't you making an excuse for your ill behavior based off of your traumas you experienced in America. All right, that's the new black culture narrative. Traumas, therapy. All right, or justifying your behavior because of traumas. No, YAHWAH is supposed to correct your traumas.
Because the root cause is spiritual. The root cause of all our trauma goes back in the spirit. So you got to begin healing from the root source. So when we begin to heal in YAHWAH, by default, it's a ripple effect. It's a ripple healing effect in YAHWAH.
Verse 13, it says, but go and ye learn what that meaneth, and I will have mercy and will not sacrifice, for I am not come to call the righteous, but the sinners to repent.
The key word was repent, man. Because it's already known that we doing this diaspora, we came from Roman influence, Grecian influence, Egyptian influence. All right, we came from black culture, black magic culture. All right, we came from voodooism and that free spiritism and Satanism, all that. We came from that bullshit. We came from a mindset where it was really cool to be evil. It was cool to be the nigga that took somebody's girl. It was cool to be, you know.
Still J car radio.
Yeah.
Selling drugs, murdering.
Yeah, it was cool to be on the left hand. So it was less cool to be structured and upright. So
Left hand had the flesh just loved it, man. The flesh was feeding off of it, but the flesh was suppressing your spirit, man.
I remember walking from the store with a real plate, going to watch that Boosie documentary. It's kind of like my coach, was like my little
Combination right there.
We're crossing that track, man.
Yeah.
Walk out that money in the street. Find 20 on
Your pussy.
Yeah.
You might have torn it on pussy. That documentary. So that was my thing. You might get your hair cut that day. You might get a plate of ribs. And you walk back to the house and watch a Boosie documentary or Hood to Hood. You know, they're being 15 infatuated with the shit. You know. But now what? We eat a salad.
That's right.
Mediterranean. Get ready to watch the Apostles. Or you might watch a self-development video. You know, it's a polarity now. It's a duality. You know?
You got a teacher brewing in the
Yep, that's right.
There's oil on the pot.
That's right.
This is burning.
Yeah,
Screw it.
yeah, man. We brothers used to be in the middle of that, brothers. But Jake used to be at the end of the street, freestyling. You know what I mean? You might say a punchline, everybody say, ooh. But now y'all in the spirit, you bring out a powerful scripture. Brothers say, ooh. Yeah, shit. It's really the spirit, not us, but it's the spirit. So it's the flip side now. We're not supposed to bring the nigga way back. You should come on, man.
Jake used to love to see you coming. Now Jake see you coming, they like, damn.
Here comes Sharif. Here comes Sharif.
Yeah.
This is the word repentance in the blue letter.
Strong's G 3340.
Metanoio. It says to change one's mind to repent, to change one's mind for better, heartier, to amend with abhorrence of one's past sins.
Hey, because a lot of Jakes, you don't fully repent, and you bring that street culture pride, that black culture pride. You got pride about that shit. And you bring, just like that adulterer nigga at IUIC, he sat right next to that Jake that he slept with his wife. Because the nigga culture, that's a flex. Like, you gonna sit right back next to that nigga like nothing happened, man. All right? And it said change mind, right? A mindset is a software program. We're like computers. So the first software program was black culture, American culture, westernization. So YAHAWASHI, he took one software program out and reverse engineered that shit and replaced it with Eastern mindset.
He deleted all those old files.
All that old data.
That's right.
In the water. And he replaced that with a Jerusalem software program. So now with the very thing that we admire, now we detest.
That's right.
You know?
Precept Jeremiah 17 and 9 in NLT. The human mind is most deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
Read that again, bro. Jeremiah, that the word heart don't mean this organ right here.
And that's why we need that new heart, man. You got this fat ass nigga in BR talking about he had gas money. He'll pull up, cash out me, my nigga. But long story short, at the end of the day, that comes with what? The new covenant. Jeremiah 31 and 31. Hebrews 8 chapters. So how the fuck do we have a new heart when we still in captivity? You know, we're rehearsing the law, statutes, and the commandments to the best of our abilities, man.
Your new covenant that come with gas money? Like you still broke behind a new covenant?
Stimulus in the new
Boy got breast implants.
Come on, man.
Jeremiah 17 and 9 in NLT. The human mind is most deceitful above all things.
That's why you have to get counsel too, man. Because at the end of the day, you can think you're doing something right, but you could be totally wrong. And look how many times Sakari has been rebuked, right? Al-Azhar has been rebuked over and over and over again. But guess what? You sheeple, y'all still follow this nigga.
Then you got cronies, stupid. Like King Solomon's son. King Solomon had elders over him, but his son had cronies. It reminds me of Adrian Broner from Cincinnati. Like all the niggas around you are yes men, they cronies, so they don't have any wisdom.
Like Thyself mocking them out there, talking about you have to beat up on your brother. Y'all niggas are not judges, man, because those are sins worthy of death. Okay, ain't no priest supposed to be living a lifestyle like that. So basically, he tells you one thing, but he lives a total opposite lifestyle. And you mean to tell me, and you know what, I don't even blame the niggas, his support system. Now I'm blaming the congregation. There's too much evidence out there now. Too much.
Well, it's like those church pastors, you find out they were sodomites, and they molested young boys. And they say some poignant speech that grabs the heart of the congregation. Now everybody get up and start clapping.
Like Eddie Long gone.
Yeah, that's why I had in mind. Is that nigga still dead? Is that nigga dead? He said he's still dead. Yeah, he's still. I just remember him getting real skinny.
We'll see him in his lifetime.
Yeah, I just remember him getting real skinny. And he just
This card name.
yeah. You're funny,
He
man.
brought back for the milk.
Yeah. But he had allegations against him. So men were saying when they were younger, he molested them, man. Took the niggas out, man.
The congregation still rocking that nigga.
Yeah, man.
But he said some heartfelt speech. It moves the heart of the crowd and all the nigga people. They forgive him. You know?
Y'all niggas 2/3. That's why y'all still following.
Yep.
That nigga was so proud. So like, bro, they carried him around the whole congregation on a fucking goddamn big ass chair, man.
Yeah,
you know? Say it again, bro.
Like the litter,
Yeah.
carrying the kings on the
Yeah,
litter.
yeah. Why he giving his story of excuse, talking about the allegations really wasn't fault. Nah. But that's a proud spirit that man was in, man. He knew he was playing with little boy.
That's why you had that platform. You a sodomite.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get them. Edomites ain't gonna give you that platform unless you want to humble to. All right.
It says the human heart, mind is most deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
So you by default is wicked. That's why you are your worst enemy when you by yourself. When you sometimes you by yourself, next thing you know what? You start looking at some bullshit in your phone, or your mind starts going into deep negative mode, or some jakes they get in their car and become self-destructive. Some jakes the only thing that's saving you is being broke, man.
Yeah.
Because you go off your own devices and you just self-destruct. And you got the liberty to do so because we're in Babylon, man. All right, but Yahawashi is supposed to filter our human mind. All right?
It says, who really knows how bad it is? But I, the Lord, search all the minds and examine secret motives. I give all people
Secret motives, such as text messages. You like to be bent over and things of that nature. Those are all secret motives, man. Go ahead.
It says, I give all people their due rewards according to what their actions deserve.
And whether they be good or bad. So if you're good, you don't get salvation. If you're bad, you will get judgment and destruction, man.
And they call it karma, and you went into that definition. It goes back to he makes, but it tells you somewhere else in the scriptures too. The Most High, he rewards you in what you did in your body. Based on what you did in your body, he rewards you, man. So karma is real. What they call karma is real.
And to back you up the point, that's why Yahawashi, when he healed that impotent man, what did he say? Sin no more.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Sin no more.
But I call it divine justice. You know, just from an Eastern point of view, this divine justice. So everything you've done in your life, you cycle back and gotta pay for it, man. So even the traumas that that happen to you, it's unfortunate that it happened, but there's no telling what you did in your past life. You could have committed adultery in your past life, then you kind of came back and the trauma happened when you was little. You know what I mean? But hey, it's divine justice. All right.
I got that word reward in the etymology. It says, what one deserves, just deserts. It says, the meaning to return or payment for service.
And what's that word that you looked up? Reward. Yeah. But it tells you in the scriptures that the Most High rewards you for the things in your body. Hey, go ahead, bro.
No, you make the point. Start, bro.
And that's scary.
Yeah.
To go back into the spirit world, and I think that's 2nd Ezra 15 in the GNT, because the GNT had an extended version of it. I was like, whoa, shit. All right, because you go back to the spirit world, right? Once you go back, at first you're excited that you see your maker, but then you gotta deal with the results of your actions. It's like, so then you gotta cycle back in a new body and grow up and live out your so-called karma, or your divine. You're gonna live out the reward for your works in your last life. That's some shit. Or you gotta play out, karma's like debt, man. Like you gotta cycle back and pay off debt from your past life. Like that, I think that movie called Good Deeds, with Eddie Murphy. That's some shit.
It says also from the late century or 14th century, sometimes punishment, recompense for evildoing.
And Yahawashi, he paid off his debts. He cycled back. So by the time he came back as Yahawashi, it was fully paid off. It is done.
His sins first.
Yep.
The sins of the congregation.
Yep.
That was the atonement.
Yep.
High priest had to sacrifice for himself first and then the congregation.
That's right.
Come on, man.
So he cleared the slate.
Come on, man.
That's why he said it is finished.
It's finished for himself and the elect. The 2/3, since they don't believe, they got to deal. All right, they got to be their own sacrifice.
Yeah.
And that's why you see like nigga like Alazar, hey, that nigga, he's on the altar right now. That fire's on his ass, man. He got to be his own sacrifice because he downplayed Yahawashi, but he tried to big up the law.
Yeah.
And now we seeing this is a prime example that you cannot hold up to that law. Cause they used to push being perfect in the law.
Yeah.
Wasn't that their whole thing? So this let you know, like you said, you gotta blame the congregation now. This nigga pushed being perfect in the law, And this nigga is breaking every law possible.
Well, the scriptures speak about they keep to themselves an itching ear. He caters to their flesh. Every topic is a worldly topic.
And I'm gonna say this too, and then he was YAHAWASHI, down on the cross. Ultimately, all the nation of Israel are gonna be saved because of the atonement. That's why they're coming back in the as a two. Well, no, so like that's why they're coming back as newborns in the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, the new covenant. My first slave. That's right.
Hey, this kind of like my guy. He a nigga, but it's my guy. Listen to me. He was like, so somebody asked Charles White, so what are we gonna do about our people? What's the solution? He was like, well, the first 2-3 generations gotta die. He was like, it's nothing we can do. He's like, they gotta die. But then you know what I mean? It makes sense.
That nigga be watching it.
Yeah.
He say too much shit.
Yeah, because
put his own twist. That's what a nigga do.
Yeah, and make his own platform. Yeah. That's why he my nigga, man. He trying to act like it's some, but the point is, he's right.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you can't repent. If you're 2/3, you just gotta cycle back. That's the only way. You gotta. You can't. YAHAWASHI didn't want to take your software program out.
Right.
It was seared in your conscience. That's what that means. I can't change out your wicked software program.
They gotta come back to the 1/3, so there's always gonna be a high reverence for that 1/3. But really 2/3 coming back in that truth.
That's right.
But like I said, the sacrifice of YAHAWASHI can cover the whole nation. The elect are going to be a pardon from the punishment.
That's right.
The third still gotta get punished before they brought back in.
Because he ain't get the tender mercies of the day.
This 1 Corinthians chapter 6, starting in verse 18 in the NET. Flee sexual immorality, even sin, every sin a person commits is outside of the body, but the immoral person sins against his own body.
Yeah, because you got women, they're obsessed. Because a lot of women are trying to lead you to that dark shit, man.
Yeah.
And women want you to eat their ass and shit. That's the new thing now, man. Specifically Eve. Eve obsessed with getting her ass and getting that grocery eat, man.
And Kevin Gates is a culprit of that type of behavior.
Hey, that nigga got such a feminine spirit.
Yeah.
That nigga got such a feminine spirit on him now, man.
Yeah, man.
That nigga always puckering his lips and shit.
Kevin Gates, Chris Brown and shit.
Yeah, man. All right, but that's why, hey, one thing you learn about Babylon and the nature of Babylon, the nature of Rome, is overstimulated.
And you niggas gotta be men, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, when you see your woman trying to introduce you to the dark side, you tell that motherfucker no, man. You be a man. Stand on business. Now, Sakari case, you know what I'm saying? Like, you misled that motherfucker.
Hey, you know
But she was down, my bad, but she was down with the shit. You know, she was down with it. And y'all got the notion to call this bitch Susanna, bro.
See, these bitches, these females, they come out these cities, they come out real life sexy reds, real life gorillas. Like, just look up a new 20-year-old rapper from any city. That's the average bitch. So by the time you get a hold to her, she got all type of demons on her, man. One thing about a woman you learn, they're very sensual, and they have an education in sexuality. So they tap into some sexual deviant shit. They're like, a lot of them are sexual deviant. So it's up to you to be upright. And like you said, man, and don't cross over to the dark side, man. We know you not doing threesomes. I'm not messing with your fucking asshole. You ain't messing with my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exit on.
Yeah, we ain't doing none of that shit. All right? Sexual immorality, man. That shit is for taking shits. All right? It's your time of the month. We're not fucking. You ain't sucking my. None of that, man. Chill. All right? Now, maybe in the world you didn't know that. But now you're in the truth, you know better. All right?
Verse 19. Or do you not know that your body is the temple of the Rakakwadash, who is in you, whom you have from the Most High?
I'm gonna say this, it's a call, man. The Most High's not dwelling within you all, man, because of your actions. That's how we know that the Most High's not dealing with you all, and that's how we know the reason why you continue to subtract certain books from the scriptures, man. Because the Most High's not dealing with you, and most importantly, these niggas don't even prophesy. Right? They don't utilize the names. That's an indication or an indicator that the Most High has the Holy Spirit on you. So y'all niggas keep doing what y'all doing because it makes our chances so much greater, man. I applaud you, man. Do some more.
And you are not your own,
For ye were bought at a price.
Right, the blood of Yahawashi. All right, that's the price. All right, so for bros that are moving forward, that's what we're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And we're supposed to go hard in this truth. And if you're doing something, disconnect from the world. Now, we're not saying that you can't, you know, have a couple of jobs and things of that nature, but when it comes to this work, right, your work ethic is supposed to be impeccable, man.
And don't be missing weeks doing works, bro.
Right.
Don't be missing no week not coming to camp. Don't be missing days not doing videos, man. All right, every man has his way he eats his, get his daily bread. But don't put off the works for your shit.
And I'm gonna say this, and the Most High gonna start punching niggas' time cards in, man. Because this is over and over and over and over again. Do the work, do the work, do the work. We shouldn't have to tell niggas to do the work. You know what I'm saying? Hey, your main job, your boss ain't calling you. You showing up today? But you talk about salvation and things of that nature. Show me.
We're coming into a point where you're gonna have to stand on business. We're coming into a point where your actions is gonna indicate your belief. Your reaction is gonna indicate your belief. How you react to this bullshit that's coming is gonna be indicative of your belief. So if you lukewarm now, nigga, well, you ain't fooling nobody in the future. If you lukewarm now with electricity, if you lukewarm now, you cool with your baby mama. You lukewarm now, you got food in the refrigerator. When she hit the fan, you know what I mean? If you feeble now, my nigga, so now, man, tap in, man. You know, just hey, come on, man. Hey, work out your own salvation, man. Tap in.
Because when you get into the scriptures, it's like you're hanging around Yahawashi, and our forefathers are old.
Yeah.
You know, and when you read about Samuel, you read about Joseph, when you read about Daniel, like it's like chilling with your uncle Will.
Yep.
You know, you get that masculine frame.
That's right.
You know, so it's like when you tap into the work, it's like you're hanging around these great men all the time. So you're getting that perspective, you're getting that integrity, seeing how they was gonna move it. You know, because even when you was away from your uncle's mill, when you in a situation, your father, you know, the first thing you thought about was your father. You know, or your uncle, like shit. Like they would, I can't run. You know what I'm saying? I can't back down from this shit.
Bro,
Well,
Godfather too. What did Mike ask his mom? He was like, you know, when he was going through that trial, what did father do? How did he react?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you can tell by the judgment that's going out, you know, the exposure that's being forefronted, that hey, the Lord tolerance level for the bullshit and the disbelief and just the wickedness is getting very low, man. Showing that the doors of mercy is closing, man. Because I mean, the Lord is really bringing heavy judgment out here, man. This just like the beginning of it, man.
And women out here getting clapped. Women out here catching strays, like over. You know why that's dying? Because the Queen of Heaven is dying.
That's right.
The Queen of Heaven statue is getting tipped the fuck over. So bitches that was in that spirit, man, they going down the ship, man. All right, call Allah like Yahawashi Bahashaam. They made the Most High shield the sisters of the faith. But the 2/3 they gotta go, man. All right, hey, I love it when a rapper get killed. I love it when a rapper get unalive. That's another Dagon statue in the fucking ground. Y'all thought these niggas was invisible. How the fuck you miss a whole 100 shots? Yeah, missed that last one, nigga.
Don't take one.
Yeah.
Dog!
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you it was dog. And then when you go into that term of how the dollars of music shall be brought low, it actually goes into a reduction of numbers, man. So the Most High is wiping y'all niggas clean, man.
Yeah. Okay, come on.
This is Jeremiah 50:2. Declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say Babylon is taken, Baal is
Hey, man, can you
confounded.
run it back? What is that, bro?
Jeremiah 50:2. Declare you among the nations and publish and set up a standard.
Hey, publish, make public. And we're doing that right now in real time. What's the standard? The ways of the Most High. Okay, going into this mannerism of life, the doctrine, man. Go ahead.
It says publish and conceal not.
Right, we don't conceal nothing. Right, through the spirit of Yahawashi Bahashaam, we give you the good, we give you the bad. Right, that's the balance of everything. We just don't tell you the good, but we have to tell you the bad too. A lot of people are going to die. Everybody is not going to make it. Hell, we don't even know we gonna make it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the good and the bad.
And you hear the apostles talking like that, man.
That's right.
Like here it is, they've been in this thing for over 3 decades, and they still, you know, nervous. You know,
Right.
like, you know, when it comes to the fear of the Lord.
That's
you know?
right, bro. That's right.
Because you had men that put their hands on the Ark of the Covenant and dropped fucking dead. So they're saying, God, hey, you can be in this truth 15, 20 years, and the Most High get rid of you. I mean, whatever happened to that brother that was in your camp? Man, this and that happened. Like, shit.
And they all went back to disobedience. And they wasn't carrying the covenant how they was told to.
Right. Supposed to be the Levites carried it.
Yeah, it slipped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And then he tried to go. So it was about obedience. It wasn't about emotions.
Yeah.
See, Jake, emotions overrode the obedience. You know what I'm saying? But once you're obedient, you're blameless in the situation. You know? Once you're obedient, then you're blameless in the situation.
Hey.
No matter how it turns out.
The car hit the gas, but you said that. That's what I peeped. It wasn't about emotion, it was about the obedience. Then the car hit the gas.
Yeah, like the men of Beth Shemesh, want to say this, like say the city, they looked inside the ark, they knew not to do that.
Right.
Like you know, come on now.
That's it, bro.
When Jay got, hey, scripture say foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. Jay got that naturally rebellious spirit.
Right.
And what if?
Yeah.
Don't look at that hole. You know?
Since Baal is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces.
That's what's happening to all these idols in America, man. They're being broken. They're being unraveled. They're hitting the ground, man, because of the spirit of YAHWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI.
And America itself is an idol.
That's right, bro.
So the fact that people don't believe it is no
Right.
more. The American dream was an idol.
You're right.
And people are not believing
You're right.
in the idol.
Sure, right.
So the idol was losing their morale. Now when you go into the temple, was it the Baal and the dragon?
Yeah.
They were really,
Faking the funk.
they was faking like the idol was eating the food.
Footprints.
Saw the footprints. So Jake is, people are looking at the American dream like, wait a minute, this is some Illuminati shit. Like, this not real, this dollar not real. We live in paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, 3 jobs. We're not believing in the idol anymore. It was a dream. It was a magic, it was sorcery.
So we can say they're stronger than they portray themselves to be.
Yeah. Well, it's like when you meet a chick off IG and she got all those filters. You met off Tinder, she had those filters. You meet the bitch in person, she look like you.
Yeah.
You know, like that. She made up like me, like yeah, by a bit, yeah.
So you go into the valve room, bro.
Yeah.
You keep straight.
Stand on business, huh?
Irish exit.
Yeah, you know.
Pull your
See,
phone
we
out, you
coming down
doing
to
this and
yesterday,
shit.
goddamn. Hey, it said her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces.
Image. Cause see, even when you go into like the street nigga and the bad bitch, like those are the 2 main deities that our people worship, man. And like I say, now it's being confounded. Now the internet is making mockery, all right, of the nigga woman. The internet is making mockery of the mindset of the street nigga, you know? Like I say with the Charleston White,
Yeah.
they feel like that's his life. They make fun of them niggas. Everybody riding the wave of the pockets. But when you look on there now, all right, it's considered to be a thing of stupidity to still try to operate off that modern woman, sexy red bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That street nigga bullshit. Like it looked at as stupidity now.
And you know another thing too, going back to like the downfall of the children of men, the first kingdom of the reign of the children of men was the Babylonian kingdom, right? It was gold. But now we're at not only the iron kingdom, but the kingdom of iron makes the miry clay. So I saw a correlation with that, with the Queen of Heaven. All right, when it came to say Marilyn Monroe, what's another one? Anna Nicole, then the Foxy Browns, the Jackie O's, they were still pretty. Now these bitches are ugly. So they went from like being a gold whore to a miry clay whore. Like these little new chicks, like Kool-Aid, whatever their names is from Chicago and Memphis, they ugly as fuck now.
Yeah, the modern woman's shitty, bro.
Yeah, it's like these chicks is like 20. The chicks like 20 right now with pink hair and they shaped all funny and they're obsessed with getting their butt ate. They don't even look like the little Kims. It's like y'all little Queen of Heaven idol was getting rusty. That's all I was gonna say.
But right now, you can just go, really, he can just go and pick up a random bitch from any project and make this bitch the hottest rapper.
That's it.
Man, give
You
her a
know,
little
it's
16.
just like sexual red, just a random, and that's another thing too. Not only do they look better, but they had actual flow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like them,
Kill was rapping.
Yeah, them bitches were rapping.
Missy Elliott.
Like, the whole rapping back then, spinning, you know what I mean? But now, they sound retarded, offbeat. You know that that Down syndrome style, like
No vocabulary, man.
Yeah,
That's what Tupac said, man. He was like, at the gun range, he said, like, once they take me out the game, it's over. So he knew to play because he was an agent. He was telling you to play what they was about to do. It was gonna get bubble gum and all of that. Yeah, he had a purple car conductor and all. He was at a gun range. You know what I'm saying? And he even predicted there was gonna be another nigga that was gonna come in worse than him, and that was the 50 cents. So these niggas are all ages, man. Go ahead, bro.
This is Job chapter 10, verse 21. Before I go whence, I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death.
That's America. You know, it's literally death around every corner. Hey, somebody get that one in a song. Hold on. You got something to connect? Okay, no, I got you. Go ahead, bro. Read it back. Read it back.
Job chapter 10, verse 21. Before I go whence, I shall not return.
Right.
Even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death.
Right, America, man, prior to this truth coming, America was fully dark, man. All right, pitch fucking black. And you can like literally die in any split second from being at home. Your kids can kill you, your wife can poison you, okay, the food, the water source, you in the fucking car, and things of that nature, man. So a plane could go down, cancer, yeah.
This is verse 22. I'm going to read it in the NLT. It says, it is a land as dark as midnight, a land of gloom and confusion.
What's that talking about? That's from a spiritual sense. That's from a fucking spiritual sense. But guess what? YAHAWASHI is our flashlight. Right? Go ahead, bro.
Where even the light is dark as midnight.
Right. Even as the light is dark as midnight, but not no more. Because now you have the prophets. Okay, you have the prophets indicating you, hey, this is what you need to be doing, and don't do this. So now there's no cloak for your fucking sins, man.
You are the light of the world.
We are the light of the world, man. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the Psalms.
Yeah, go ahead.
Psalms 23 and 4.
Right.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
America is the valley of the shadow of death. If you look at America on the map, it's a low fucking land, right? And then from a spiritual sense, it's extremely low, right? Go ahead, bro.
I will fear no evil.
Right, we would not fear no evil. Why? Because we have YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And death is just part of the package. Go ahead, bro.
For thou art with me.
Right, who's with us? YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Go ahead.
Thy rod and thy staff comfort me.
Right, and that's the scriptures, man. So the rod, it corrects us, but at the same time frame, it brings comfort too. Right? Yeah. Liquor can't do it, your woman can't do it, traveling can't do it, your money can't do it, your cars can't do it. No, it's YAHAWASHI.
And don't you dare take away this book from this book, fuck nigga.
Yeah.
That's why this shit happened to you, nigga. You fucking with our comforter, man.
Right, you can't even sit down on your ass, but you tough, man.
You know how you put it. It's like, let's say, I don't know what your favorite food was growing up, but let's say it was watermelon.
Yeah.
It's like a nigga put sugar in your watermelon.
Yeah.
Like, damn, don't fuck up the shit that was supposed to be my welfare.
Right.
I don't, not shit, but don't fuck up what was supposed to be my one thing that I was looking forward to all day when I got home. And you did some like what an Edomite would do. You poisoned it.
Right, because bro, this is all we got.
Yeah.
If this ain't the truth, we fuck.
You fuck.
You know what I'm saying? But you got a nigga like that want to just taint something that's the only thing we got left.
And
The
niggas-
relief. My bad, bro.
No. And niggas taint everything, man. Niggas taint everything. When the nigga find out about your favorite restaurant, it's over. When the nigga find out about your favorite little lounge, your park, it's over. Like your park you wanna go walking, when niggas find out about it, it's over.
The reservoir.
Yeah, niggas taint everything.
Hey, nigga, because now I understand racists.
Yeah.
I understand Edomites from like Rankin County that don't fuck with niggas. I understand your struggle. I feel sorry for them. We went to the reservoir. You go to the reservoir, they're playing all loud nigga music. All loud nigga music at the reservoir, like no consideration for other people.
Everybody want to hear this shit.
And I got my arms folded just like an Edomite.
Yeah.
These niggas.
And they think they doing something like honorable, man. They think they doing something that's just flashy, man. When you just looking like a damn fool, man. An empty-headed, no home training, buck wild beast, man. Nobody want to be around that shit. That's why when they move to the neighborhood, the fucking property value go down.
It goes in the neighborhood.
Jake, if I wasn't in the truth, I'd be a sheriff.
Yeah.
Rankin County Sheriff. I'd be renowned at
Well, be Captain got
Yeah,
that.
Who was that Dave Chappelle character? Talking about business.
Talking
Yeah,
business.
he thought it was Edomite.
Yeah.
The supporter is
I can read down to the
okay.
end. It says, "Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my
And
enemies."
then, hey, that's his truth, man, right? Yahawashi is bidding us to the marriage. Go ahead.
That
Who's
was
the
doing-
enemies? Psalm 83rd chapter. Begin with Esau and these other nations. Because what they do is they have these rappers, these sellouts, to push a lifestyle of sin, because at the end of the day, it's about prolonging their kingdom, man. That's why they rap about the most atrocious sins when it comes to homosexuality and adultery, man, because at the end of the day, this man wants you dead. So he'll use left-handed warlocks and say to Yahweh on the left-hand side, look how your people are sinning against you. But he never factored in the elect. A sector of people that would not be fazed by this shit.
That's why the scriptures go into you are your father the devil, and the lust of your father you would do. Because certain avenues, Esau, they can make it work, but their face in the midst of it is not gonna get that production or that progression that they want, man. So like you said, they'll sit up these particular jakes, give them a few dollars, you know, put them in this particular position to push out poison and deceit and misguidance to the nation of Israel, and voila. Here you have today a bunch of fucking degenerates like what the brother bringing out earlier. Cardi B, Sexy Red, with I don't know where the sexy part came from. You know, just all these fucking degenerates, man. So like, you know, they don't do the plant poisonous seeds in society, man.
Nah, daughter's gonna be sluts.
Right.
Your daughter's learning to be a slut at 3-4 years old.
Right.
Your son is gonna be a YN at 4. So they programming you niggas before the age of 7. So by the time you 14, it's over with.
It's called behavior modification. That's what it is, you know. Because even when you go into the MK Ultra, because it's so many forms of MK Ultra, so many departments when you get into that shit. But what they're doing is called social depravity. So they deprive Jake of natural social development to where they're only getting the synthetic development from the videos and TV. So that's why Jake culture it's not compatible with nature. Think about it. If you're building a house from scratch, like, what do you need a street nigga for?
Nothing.
You know, if you want to start a garden, what do you need a bad bitch for? No reason. You know, so anything that has to do with natural and social development, Jake is deprived of that, because Jake don't know nobody that know how to do gardening. Jake, the nigga woman don't know nobody that know how to make tinctures or do. All she know is synthetic shit. That shit, like you say, the music videos is synthetic. So if your foundation's synthetic, now you easy to manipulate because you're not rooted in nothing that's natural.
Right.
You know? Right.
Just like they want to, what brother been going into over there in Europe, how they want to start arresting street teachers, where they'll put the tag of Christian on, but we know who they're really coming for. But that's just the issue that you out there teaching and preaching in the Bible, and you want to lock people up for that. But why where's the uproar about all the twerking and ass shaking on social media? You know, out in the streets, all the crazy behavior. You know, Eve running around half naked, screaming, yelling, you know, drinking, just being a beast, man. None of this is looked at as a problem. None of it is looked at as an issue, because it's people that's amongst the nation of Israel, man. And that's that work, so they speak, that they won't put in, man. So people will start getting on board, man.
Yeah, too, bro. Like, you want to do that to lock up street teachers, but they don't never say nothing to them niggas that be standing out there on the corner with the bullshit. And they ain't got nothing for them. We all go back to like Christian said, we know who they did in church trying to come out. This is Isaiah chapter 24, starting at verse 7. It said, the new wine murmured and the vine languished, all the merry-hearted do sigh. Verse 8, the mirth of the table ceased, the noise of them that rejoice ended, and the joy of the heart ceased. Verse 9.
That's the atmosphere we see. Because it goes back, America used to be vibrant. You know, like now America is very dark. You know, people, you know, people are in the spirit of trying to force being happy. You know, so what we're seeing now is the Lord is taking the mirth from society, man. You know, the things that people used to get enjoyment out of, man, they're not getting that enjoyment anymore, man. Okay, the thrill is gone.
I'm gonna say this super reason. On top of that, cancer broke.
Yep.
And if you broke on top of that, you can't afford nothing. You can't travel. You can't take your woman out, and that adds more anxiety, depression, suicide ideation.
When you broke, what happened? You start losing shit. The house get foreclosed. You start losing your vehicles. You know what I'm saying? Those drugs you wanted, you can't get them no more. Your nails and hair done, you can't get that shit done you want to. You can't hardly feed your kids like they want it. You can't keep up with your bills, your cell phone bills, your internet now. It's a domino effect, man. Like the brother saying, it's causing anxiety because it only get worse and worse and worse. And these are the beginning stages, man. Because people ain't sure where they're going to get their next meal from. People ain't sure where they're going to get another check from. People are just really confused and unaware of really what's happening, man. But this is all a part of the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. See, the Lord is finna strip away all distractions, man. And people are finna realize there's a divine intervention going on. The Lord finna make people start realizing that, you know, this society is nothing but a cancerous society, man. And it has caused our people to get in a depth of wickedness. So now the Lord is about to purge our people as well as the earth and start here Babylon from all this wickedness, man. And bring forth the righteous kingdom, which is needed, man. Because this society, man, think about these fucking kids now, 16, 17-year-old, and imagine them in society in another 10, 15 years, man. What the they don't even know how to be even a little bit independent. They all dependent on their mothers, man, or their fathers, or social, or not social, but government assistance, man. A lot of these 17, 18-year-olds, them motherfuckers don't even know how to change a tire on a car, man.
Yeah, they about to get ready to see that they ain't shit.
Right. Good. That's right, bro. And they ain't got a clue.
Verse 9, they shall not drink wine with a strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink that. Verse 10, the city of confusion is broken down.
It's America,
Every house.
America is broken down from a spiritual sense, man. It's not the same. From the 80s to the 90s, early 2000s, it's on a fucking plummet. It's circling around the drain, right? The Most High has gave America over to what that cruel Lord. And YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI has made that fulfillment through who? Donald Trump. He fulfills that profile. Go ahead, bro.
The city of confusion is broken down. Every house.
And then America's so fucking confused. I mean, how does it soar in confusion? Hey, you can go through all these different avenues, different philosophies. The American dream, Westernization, okay, Christianity, okay, black culture, okay, so on and so forth. You know, they tell you any and everything outside of the Most High, especially if you are an Israelite. Right? Go ahead, bro. We got two from.
It says every house is shut up that no man come in.
Mm-hmm.
There is a crying for wine in the streets.
And pretty soon the Most High is going to remove the prophets, right? Because we're not going to be on the highways much longer, man. You can feel it. Okay, what you say about this article out there in Europe?
Yeah, they already, and we went into that money. How they get ready to start arresting street teachers, what they putting the title of Christians on there for being offensive with what they say, asking questions, putting hands on people, trying to pray for them. But we know that's not who they talking about, man. These motherfucking so-called Christians, they out on the highways and byways in abundance, preaching and teaching. We know they talk about the prophet.
So then they talk about language. And no Christian ain't out there saying curse words.
Right.
You know, and they talk about the bullhorn, and they talk about the teaching to people, harassing people. Like, so all these their leaders are missionary teachers now. So Esau can have a narrative because they gonna lump us all together.
That's what they gonna do.
You know, like they get ready to lump us all together as the black Hebrew Israelites. Okay? There's gonna be a turn, and it's gonna be all the Israelites that go out and teach. They're gonna fall under the umbrella. You know?
It says all joy is darkened and the mirth of the land is gone.
That's the point. All joy is dark and people are broke. People are not, people don't have hope anymore. That's in Ecclesiasticus, the 12th chapter. A person will look out the window and see nothing but darkness from a spiritual sense and from a personal sense. When you look at your bank account, you don't have nothing there. As soon as you stack something up, you gotta spend it on something else. Okay, but this is the time frame. That's why Micah 2:10 stated what? Hey, depart, right? Because this is not our place of rest, right? We do have a resting place in this truth, but at the same time frame, right now, if you're depending on this system is going to lead you to what? Revelation 13:16. Period.
That's gonna be the great reset.
That's
Everybody's
it.
bank account goes to zero.
Right.
That's gonna be the great reset.
Right.
You know, because the only way to get blood back into it is gonna be a device. All right, with their UBI. All right, those who survive tribulation, they plan on introducing a UBI. Okay, through their civil.
Hey, before I pass it on to you, bro, give Revelation 13:10. I'm gonna pass it on to the priest, man. I know you got something.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter
Because
13.
they now saying that the image speaking is actually so-called Jesus Christ talking.
Huh?
Yeah.
He didn't say that. So,
Yeah, but what the scripture say, meddle not with them that are given to change. Yeah.
He said that's the image. I watch the video one on the way to work. And them niggas don't give a fuck.
But it's your congregation, man. That's why y'all gonna fall in the ditch with these leaders, man.
They don't.
Right?
They really don't care, bro.
No, they don't give a fuck, man.
And he know. That nigga know. I'm calling you a nigga. Nigga, you know. And you just bullshit. Because they paid you off. You gotta mislead the people.
And then the congregation is basically respect the person, man. Because y'all don't stand on what's right or what's wrong. This nigga done fucking changed that scripture up about 4 or 5 times. And you niggas still follow this nigga, man. And again, I do not feel sorry for y'all.
Stay on
Yeah,
there.
that's right. Then you had 22 of his members to perish because they took the jab, which he told them to do it. But you still follow this nigga. All right, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, starting at verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
And that's from a spiritual sense, man. Go ahead.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into
And that's
captivity.
Esau. Esau led into captivity. Esau is going into captivity. And this thing is over. If you looking at it from a spiritual lens, you can see that this motherfucker's closed, man.
But we in the new covenant. How they gonna go into captivity?
That's right.
Well, we are in the new covenant.
That's right.
Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Right, that's it. So you led into captivity, you're going into captivity. Go ahead.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the
Hey,
sword.
you have to be killed with the sword. This is just due. Go ahead.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right, and here's the patience and the faith. It's something we're waiting on. It's something we believe in. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth,
Right. And what's that beast coming out of the earth? That's America. Go ahead.
and had 2 horns like a lamb,
Right, and this is symbolic for what? The Democratic and the Republican parties, man. Right, which they emulated from what? Pagan Rome. And pagan Rome got it from Jackie. Go ahead.
and he spake as a dragon.
Right, because both these parties make it seem was like it. Hey, at the end of the day, their policies is what? Draconian. Their policies is leading the United States of America into what? The New World Order. Okay? Both parties are not for your benefit. Okay? It's a globalist agenda. Continue.
Verse 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him.
Did you try to read the part about the lamb? You smoking the lamb?
Come on, just bring it up.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Because you know, everybody want to be mad at Trump, right? For deporting all the people, right? What's that nigga name? Obama said the same thing. He said the same fucking thing. And that bad hoe Harrison, she told him Guatemala don't come. It's the same ginger.
Right.
But you know, they use Trump. Trump don't give a fuck about nobody. He don't care. And which is fine. I'm happy he's doing it. But at the same time, they working together. Oh, but the Republicans, y'all them the same motherfucking people. You people so goddamn dumb you can't see it though.
Yeah, if you think about it, hey, it's an eagle. Okay, you got the Republicans is on the right wing, and you got the fucking Democrats the left wing. But what? Both wings going in the same direction. And that direction landing spot, or the location, or the destination is what? The New World Order.
The head of the eagle of the elite.
That's it, bro.
Amalek.
They all report to the same people. This shit ain't nothing but WWE, man.
Yeah, Trump ain't nothing but a crash dummy. Because a crash dummy, you can put him in an Audi, make it crash, see what happens. You can put him in a damn Toyota, crash and see what happens.
Yeah.
It don't matter. So whatever the agenda, he down for it. They tell him, look, do this, he gonna do it. Do that, he gonna do it.
That's right.
Because he get a hard on just causing confusion and disruption, man.
That's it. That's it.
Back in Revelation, chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up from the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Right, so like a lamb, meaning they make it seem like they're for the benefit of the American people, but basically they work or they do the bidding for the globalists. Right?
Was soft with his butter, but word was in his tongue.
That's it. Those 13 Edomite families. Continue.
Verse 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast
What's the
before
first
him.
beast? The pagan Rome Empire. So when America look at itself in the mirror, it sees what? Pagan Rome. Go ahead.
And causeth the earth and all them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose
Via
deadly
its
wound,
policies. The policies of America backed by its military. Go ahead.
whose deadly wound was healed.
Right, so how was that deadly wound healed? America coming back. So like America coming back on earth, right? Go ahead.
13.
Go ahead, run it back.
Verse 12. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him,
Right.
and caused the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Right, so the pagan, the pagan Rome Empire came back as America, right? That's how that deadly wound was healed via the Renaissance. And Renaissance means what? Rebirth. Rebirth of what? This Edomite kingdom all over again. And ultimately, that goes back to what? Genesis 27 chapter, the blessing, right?
So rebirth is to come back and to be revised and to be brought back to you.
That's right.
So revised Roman Empire.
Right?
I found that picture for that's showing the similarities.
Just 15, when we touch live, it's just speak. Okay.
Okay, back in Revelation 13, verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven
Let's
on
talk
the
about
earth.
what? The technology of America, that advanced technology. And we saw what happened to Japan, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, right? Go ahead. And that put great fear in these other nations at that time frame. But guess what? The Most High has leveled the playing field, because now you have certain nations that have nuclear capability. Go ahead, man.
Maketh fire come down from the heaven,
Right.
from heaven on the earth in the sight of men,
Right.
and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by the sword and did live.
Now, what's the image of this beast? It's talking about this system. The influence of the pagan Rome Empire, and America pushes that, right? That's all that's talking about. The image is a system going into the influence of the pagan Rome Empire. So if America is able to exercise it, what is it doing? It's making it operate. It's making it function, right? It's making it active on earth, right? It has nothing to do with Jesus Christ speaking on a fucking video, man. And you niggas are stupid if you believe that shit.
Because it goes back, you gotta go with the pagan Rome, ancient Rome. What was Rome able to do? To interfere with all the governments of the world. Why you think Rome was able to have the last say so on whether YAHAWASHI was crucified? Okay? What does not America, all right, interfere with all the governments of the earth? So it's exercising the power of that first beast. America has the ability, okay, to put a puppet leader up in another government. They're able to do coups on governments and put up who they want. Rome was able to do that. Because when Rome would invade you, okay, what would they do? They would, they would get the sons, and they would raise the sons up in the customs of Rome, and then when the father died off, they'll place their son back in power, but now he's a Roman puppet. Okay? So what happens now? You not these different leaders, these different nations send their children over here to American colleges. And you see, they'll get groomed up in government. That's why you see the image of democracy throughout the earth. Okay? Capitalism throughout the earth. Okay? That's why you see American industry throughout the earth. Apple is in where? China now. You know? All these industries that's across the seas, okay? These American industries, so the image of the beast, all right, is Rome revived in the earth, man. All right? It's like
that's why they got them embassies everywhere too. Embassy, and then Rome had them goddamn garrisons.
the military base.
Everywhere. They got them everywhere, man. They're the same people, bro. People don't realize it. They fail to realize it.
When Rome come to the land, you know, what they'll do, they'll pretty much put their flag or symbolism down saying now this land belongs to Rome. You know, then they'll pretty much, like you said, they'll start rounding up the particular boards of the kings. They'll start implementing their democracy, you know, and they start really operating under Roman laws. So you got America doing the same thing. Scripture goes through, he keep it not at home. So he'll go to these particular countries, he'll take his democracy, he'll off the particular leader there, and they'll set up their puppets, and then you have them operate under Western society laws.
If I could just add, the kingdoms are nothing but people. People come back reincarnated, right? So the pagan Roman Empire came back reincarnated through America. Shit, you a lawyer, you gotta know Latin. You know, in elementary school they make you learn your Roman numerals and all of that. Why is that? Pillars or these Colosseums.
Doctors, like plants and animals have these Homo sapiens. It's Latin. You know, that's why you get the word homosexual. That's Latin.
That's right. What about your lax? All of that. That goes back to Roman shit too.
He wanted to move, I think it was his brother who was the actual priest, and he was making deals with Antiochus at the time, saying that he'll take the children and teach them the ways of the Greek. And then he wanted to basically start them, like basically teaching the children the ways of the Greek, so once you send them to parents die off, that's all they know. So now he turned around, he just started a whole new level of wickedness.
It's like if we get the same MK Ultra, man. Go ahead and start programming their minds to operate the way they want to.
And that's how the Israelites become Greeks, like Gentiles, because they out the wild. They don't know what's going on.
Alexander's dream was to Hellenize the world. You know, that's what he wanted for the world to be Hellenized. All right? And that was on that one world war shit during the time of the Greeks. You know? And on the Rome was on the same shit because even with Rome, what they'll do is that they will bring their Roman infrastructure to those new places that they conquered to. So Rome will look like a hero. And now you got theaters, you know, now you will have those baths, now you will have Colosseums, okay? So Rome, all right, they took their culture, all right, throughout the earth, you know, throughout the region of the earth at the time.
I would say even Ecclesiasticus 1 bringing up the point how Rome is starting to fast food, man. And look what you got in these other countries. You got McDonald's, Burger Kings, and all that kind of stuff, showing that, you know, nothing new under the sun. Hooters, you know.
China, you got fucking Hooters in China. This is 1 Maccabees 1:41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Yep, so they'll be back in the time of the Greeks, okay? And they had their mindset that everybody should be one people. Okay, well this new world order is going to be everybody being one people under the government, under a global government, okay, under a global economy, all right? Of Satanism, you know, because everything is segueing to Satanism, man. That's right. The music, the movies, Okay? The school curriculum, everything is church. Yeah, church is prepping you for Satanism, man. You know? And this is that one world religion, one world economy, one world government that these devils have been plotting on for centuries. You know?
Basically, one of those world economies, they want all people, all systems, all industries, and all like they want everybody on one grid, on one system.
For more control. You know?
If you count in second, back in chapter 4, starting at verse 7. Like Ecclesiasticus chapter 1 verse 9. The thing that has been is that which shall be.
Yeah, the thing that has been is that which shall be. So you have people, okay, all right, that come back reincarnated, and those people do the same thing. So those people of that pagan Roman Empire, they're back and they're doing the same thing. That's why you have people like Trump, you know, which we believe is Nero. Okay, so not only are people reincarnated, but kingdoms are reincarnated.
And that which is done is that which shall be done.
And that which is done is that which shall be done, man. So Esau, the scripture say in the book of, we can real quick, Malachi 1 and 4. Okay.
This the book of Malachi. Oh, sorry, you want to do that?
And there is no new thing under the sun.
There is no new thing under the sun. So this NATO American this beast system is not a new thing. It's just been revived in the earth, man. But this time it's going to be judged once and for all. Okay, this is the time when YAHAWASHI is going to come and bruise the head, okay, of the serpent, man, and take him out with whatever, man. You got it.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1.
Yeah, read in the
Okay, this is the book of Micah, chapter 1, verse 4. Esau's descendant in the NLT. Esau's descendants.
Oh, Esau's descendants. All right, because you have people we talk about Esau, they try to make it seem like there's one person.
Right.
No, this is way after Esau. Okay, this is thousands of years after Esau. So, no, it's talking about the descendants of Esau, which are the Edomites, which are the so-called white people of the day, man. All right, the people that rule the earth are descendants of Esau. Go ahead.
Esau's descendants in Edom may say, we have been shattered, but we will rebuild the ruins.
Yep. And what is this talking about? It's talking about the dark ages when Esau was removed from power. So this devil was shattered, but he has come back and rebuilt. Okay? During the Renaissance. You see, this devil was removed from having influence in the earth because the Western Roman Empire fell, and you had the Eastern Roman Empire to continue on another 1,000 years after that, but it was under Jacob. All right, starting with Constantine, okay, all the way up until the fall of Constantinople, going back to the Ottoman Empire, man.
Ecclesiastes 4:16, there is no end of all the people.
There's no end of all the people. So you might say here, because there's a judgment still written for Edom that hasn't been fulfilled, man. Go ahead.
Right. Even of all that have been before them.
Yep.
They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this is also vanity and vexation of spirit.
Because see, now you devils are here to pay for what your forefathers have done. Right. All the wickedness, man. Even going all the way back to the garden, man. Okay? But Esau sold the birthright. Okay? See, now you're going to deal with not having an inheritance in the earth. Okay? Because Esau sold the birthright for this rulership that he has now. You know? He got this, what you call it, consolation prize. Okay? Which is this rulership he had since the Renaissance. They were reading about it. But when you read about it, what did the Lord say he was going to do to this rulership?
Back in Malachi chapter 1, verse 4, Esau's descendants in Edom may say, we have been shattered, but we will rebuild the ruins. But the Lord YAHAWAH of heaven's armies replies.
So what it's saying in Revelation, that they should build an image to the Is that they built this image. Brother just speaking about it, man. You get architecture, Roman architecture. Apartment buildings, they go back to Rome. Concrete, they go back to Rome. You see? That's why all these buildings look like what the Pantheon. All this shit go back to the Greco-Roman Empire, man.
And then you think about what the Tower of Babel, that shit went down with a skyscraper.
Yep.
And that's all you see now in these major cities, skyscrapers. Scraping the fucking sky.
Guess what, y'all? If you Google Mount Petra, it's the same shit too. It's the same shit.
Everything on the surface.
You see it all throughout DC, man. They got every particular single monument that they had back in Rome. All those ancient kingdoms. Okay, back in the scripture. But the Lord YAHAWAH, heaven's armies, replied, they may try to build, but I will demolish them again.
Oh, demolish.
Like what's demolish?
Yeah, I will demolish them again. You see? So now when the time when the Lord going to demolish them again. You see? And this time it's going to be once and for all. The Lord is going to shatter the image. Matter of fact, really quick,
Yeah, so, well, hold on, what you going with?
Psalm 73.
Okay, get that for me, man. Hey, I got one, though. This is Genesis 11:5. You know what? This is on the 4. And they said, go, Genesis 11:4, and they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach into heaven.
Yep.
And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad on the face of the whole earth.
Yeah, so this was the Tower of Babel. Right. And see, they also were trying to avoid the punishment around the flood.
That's right, bro.
You know?
That's right.
But see, you had this one world agenda back during the time of Nimrod. He was trying to gather all people to himself. We've just seen the technological tower of Nimrod being, Tower of Babel being exalted again.
And that's where Esau got the concept from. Verse 5, and Yahweh came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men build. And Yahweh said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, which was the Hebrew. And this they began to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Verse 7, let us go down and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech.
Yeah, so it was confounded. And the agenda was confounded. All right? So he confounded the language, which created what? Division. Show you the Lord all about division.
That's right.
You know, go ahead.
So Yahweh scattered them abroad from there on the face of all the earth, and they left off to build a city.
They left out. They wasn't able to what? Achieve their enterprise. Like Esau, he's not going to be able to achieve his enterprise. It's going to be left undone. You know? Yahweh said what? He going to throw down. Go ahead.
That's right. That's right.
Back in Malachi chapter 1 verse 4, they may try to build, but I will demolish them again. Their country will be taken as the land of wickedness.
Yep, so the border of wickedness, everywhere Esau is, okay, it's a haven for wickedness, man. Go ahead.
And their people will be called the people with whom the Lord is forever angry.
The Lord is forever angry, man. So here it is, this is the people from whom the Lord is angry with. And these people have it in their mind that they're going to defy the Most High. So the Lord is going to show the earth how angry he is at Esau, man, in this third world war.
Exodus 17:16. For he said, because Yahweh has sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
From generation to generation. And see, going back to what we were going into earlier, see, Esau has been at war with Jacob, and we had no defense. Like you always say, Esau was a corner man, but see, the elites took it to another level, and they got spiritual against Jacob. That's why you had all these enchantments that went forth from the 1960s until now. But see, the Lord raised up the prophets, okay, and now the prophets are on the offense against, all right, these devils, man. You see? So the Lord waged the spiritual war, has begun to wage a spiritual war against these devils. All right? Before he sends back YAHAWASHI. You see?
Verse 5. When you see the destruction for yourself, you will say, truly, the Lord Yahawah's greatness reaches far beyond Israel's borders.
Woo! We
Hey,
could have got this, man.
This is back in Malachi chapter 1 in the NLT verse 5. When you see the destruction for yourselves, you will say, truly, the Lord's Yahawah greatness reaches far beyond Israel's borders.
So we're gonna see a great destruction here, bro. You know, the Lord gonna showcase power like He never showed over here in the West, man. You know, far from Israel's border, man. You know, to show you that His reach is far. Okay, you got that.
This Psalm 73 and 20. As they dream and one awaketh, so O Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image.
Thou shalt despise their image, what they built. So it says, as one that dreameth when thou awakest. And what does that mean? Is the Most High sleep? No. When you awaken, what happens? You become active. Okay? And you become aware. So the Lord's going to get active against what this devil is trying to build, man. All right? Which is, hey, this new Tower of Babel, man. And he's finna confound it. All right? And this man has rebuilt Rome in the earth. The Lord hates Rome. All right? And this man has built a replica of Rome. You know? That's what Usher say. Remind me of a girl. yeah. So Esau has rebuilt, you know, Rome again in earth. That's the image that's speaking. Okay? Rome, ancient Rome is speaking in the earth right now.
Well, can I say something? Because even when you look at these games, football games, basketball games, you look at the audience, you see them cheering.
Yep.
When you go back and watch Spartacus, you see the same shit.
Yep.
People in the crowd cheering and all that.
Betting on the game.
Betting on the games and all that. Yeah, gladiators.
They in the bosses, they in all that box watching with kind of like the owners, whatever.
You know, yeah.
They in the box
They showed
watching too.
They showed you that on Gladiator too.
Yeah.
With your boy in the box.
The box.
This is Isaiah chapter 47 in the NLT starting at verse 5. O beautiful Babylon, sit now in darkness and silence. Never again will you be known as the queen of kingdoms.
So here it is, we go to Esau. He called him the mistress of witchcraft. All right, and that's the feminine way of saying master. So this man has mastered all the ancient witchcraft of all these heathen superpowers that ever ruled. Okay, that's why America, you know, is Rome reloaded, but then it's Babylon the Great. It's known as Assyria. It's known as Egypt. It's known as Nineveh, Sodom and Gomorrah. So all the wickedness that has ever reigned in the earth, Esau represents all of it.
Bro, you know what level he has to be on? You know what level he has to be on to outdo him? It started with Ham. This nigga done mastered
Never again will you be known as the queen of kingdoms, for I was angry with my chosen people, and
Never again will you be known as the queen of kingdom. Okay? Because right now, America enjoys a noble status in the earth. Okay? That's why American people are so proud, because of all the perks and privileges that they've enjoyed in this kingdom, man. Okay? But now, as you know, the resources are drying up, all right, and the elites, you see, what you people don't understand, the elites, America was never the end game for the elites, man. America was just a tool that the elites used to weaken the nation. All right? It's to soften the nations up for this global economy. Okay? So what we at with is now, the elites are liquidating America, man. Okay? That's why this thing is being what you call controlled demolition. We're in the controlled demolition of American economy, okay, and infrastructure, man. All right, go ahead.
America like a processing plant. Everything just gets prepped up and ready, you know what I'm saying, to ship out, man. And ultimately it's gonna be a ground zero, man, because the Lord is gonna destroy this place. But in the meantime, it's been the perfect landmass for Esau to push forth their enchantments and wickedness.
America was designed for pretty much already accomplished the world. So now what the elite are doing, It's like you said, they slowly liquidate it. They slowly, like, they're not just gonna do away with it all at once. They ain't gonna cold turkey. They're gonna start doing slow. They're gonna start implementing these things slowly, like slowly doing away with America.
All right, back in Isaiah chapter 47, verse 6. For I was angry with my chosen people and punished them by letting them fall into your hands.
Yep. So the Lord allowed us to be taken captive. He allowed, the northern kingdom, to be conquered by conquistadors. Okay, the Spanish, the Portuguese. All right. He allowed the southern kingdom to be conquered by the British, the French. Okay. He allowed these things to happen because the Lord was pissed at us, man. Yep, those all Edomites. Those horns spoken of in Daniel the 7th chapter. Those 3 horns, and then America being that little horn. All right, that will dominate those other 3 horns, which is what we see now. All right, that's why you think Trump, talks so breezy to the EU nation. Okay, go ahead.
But you, Babylon, showed them no mercy. You will oppress even the elderly.
Yep. So this devil showed no mercy in this captivity, man.
Can I say something? Man, you got more people that's old enough to get Social Security. They trying to pull it up on.
Yep.
You got motherfuckers 70-something years old still working at Walmart now, man. But you penalize them. You take the money out their checks to get to this point. When they get to the point, they can't even get the shit.
And then it's their money that you took out their taxes. You know, this is and see, like you say, the American idea, okay, is finished, man. Because America was just an idea, okay? Because the New World Order citizens would not have the rights that Americans have enjoyed, man. All this freedom of speech, right to bear arms, freedom of religion, yeah. See, that was an idea, okay, that was set up, to subdue, all right, people into cheerleading America as America weakened the nation, man.
They called Tyrone, that little scene when it had first showed up.
Yeah.
He said this country was found on an idea. He said basically he was going into how he needed them to keep it was his job to clean up because everything was an idea. The people who started the idea dead and left everybody else with everything that's going on. Then he was going in there, that part of the character, that part of the pimp, that part of the street nigga. Yeah, he told Eve, plenty of them, they don't even matter.
Yeah. You know, come out every day.
I was just going to what you said about it being an idea.
Yeah, all these characters, man. The president is a character that needed. The whole democracy, okay? Like college football, all these things are needed to keep this shit going, and people distracted, okay? The hustle and bustle of life, all right? Because people, America no one spends more on entertainment than America. When it comes to entertainment, no one spends more money on entertainment than America.
And it's crazy how y'all were explaining it. America was doing all this stuff with dependency, man, for people to depend on these different things to keep people, blinded, misled, misguided. Not really knowing what's really the agenda is. But even within doing that, Americans start becoming more dependent, have to have these things, because just like these devils depend on these bread and circuses, like football games, basketball games, to keep people, occupied. The people depend on that too. Remember when the jail hit, people didn't know what to do, man. When the shit shut down, they didn't have no games to watch, none of that shit, man. So it's like a drug, man, and they depend on this devil to deliver, man. He's the package man. So once he starts stripping everything, or the product is out, these people gonna lose it too.
Yeah, they're gonna lose it, and he's gonna lure them in with their seed. Like, if you want to get this shit back popping, you gonna have to take this seed. This is gonna solve this chaos that the devil is engineered. He's gonna present that solution with the seed to solve the chaos, man. You gotta go. Bring that. How much they spend a year?
U.S. media and entertainment (M&E) industry is the world's largest. It's the largest in the world, at currently worth $649 billion. the global market being spent over the entire globe is 2.8 trillion as the project continues to grow.
Yeah, so America is damn near 1/4. They spend 1/4 of the world's market and entertainment. America is 1/4 of it, man. And America is nothing but 5% of the population. You gotta think about that. And America represents 5% of the population, but they're responsible for 1/4 of the spending on global entertainment, man. Okay? But they spend 2.8 okay.
whole world. This is just the U.S. alone.
And that's the #1 market. So you got $2.8 trillion a year being spent on entertainment, man. Okay? You gotta think about it, because what do Americans love to do? They love to travel abroad. Okay? They love their sports. They sit courtside, it's a thing of standing. You know, the tickets be 10 to 20,000. You know what they call the Jack Nicholson seats.
Yeah.
The ticket, concert ticket buys.
It looked like Esau was a foreigner, but he spent $20,000 just laying the sky and live on the edge. The whole man, he spent 20 man to touch the whole thing on the edge.
That's America, man. The land of the darkness itself. And Rome was nasty like that. You know, you go to those cities, all them cities, these niggas was nasty, man. You know? You got it, bro.
Nasty. Back in Isaiah chapter 47, verse 7, you said, I will reign forever as the queen of your world.
Yep.
You did not reflect on your action or think about their consequences.
Yeah, so as America was being established in all this wickedness, okay, which is a great robbery and murder, okay, because like I said, we was given to the devil's hands, but all the other shit, the Lord was sanctioning it and buck breaking. Okay, all that shit, man, the Lord not saying, because the Lord said he doesn't give anyone a license to sin. So Esau came over and just went crazy, man. Yeah, for the affliction. You know? So there's a punishment for this, man. Okay? And Esau wasn't thinking about this when he was in his heyday. Especially when all these Edomites were down here in the south, the antebellum homes, okay, had these niggas, okay, all this free labor, okay, all the wickedness they were doing, you see?
Crazy punishments, putting them in hot boxes, you know, roasting them, throwing them in boiling hot water, scalding them. You know, that's furthering the affliction, man. It's like Esau got real creative with his wickedness, man. Doing all kinds, you know what I'm saying, like the Levi sign, hooking Jacob to horses, you know what I'm saying, and tearing them from limb to limb. You know, just doing practically cannibalism because they want to taste Jacob. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know what I'm saying, what do you call castrating Jacob. You know, this devil got a lot to pay for, man. And this just things that we know happen. You know, it's a lot of things that's only gonna be revealed in that particular time, man. But this devil, it's all kind of, man, we probably step on graves every day where Esau just done buried Jake, man.
Yo, I gotta do a video, I think it's called Lake Lanier.
Oh yeah.
Out there in Georgia.
Yeah.
But basically it was a Jake town.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
they
all the
flooded that
wall.
bitch.
It's like 80, it's like 80 of them over the whole.
But Gad, my bad. No, I was just gonna say, but you know, Gad was their apartments. And then Gad got moved out by the Trail of Tears, and so Jake built it.
Right.
It's like 80 or some of those cities that were so-called Esau basically put those cities underwater. There's one of them on the coast right now. They said every time somebody go there, somebody in the ground.
So that's how it is for Lake Lanier too. What else is
The latter end of verse 8. I would never be a widow or lose my children. Well, both these things will come upon you in a moment, widowhood and the loss of your children.
It's talking to the land itself, America. All right? Because America's going to lose the children, which is their inheritance. So America's going to become a widow in a moment. All right? That's within that hour. America's going to become a widow. She's going to be childless, man. Okay? So those missiles are going to destroy everything, man. Go ahead.
Yes, these calamities will come upon you despite all your witchcraft and magic.
You know, see, people are so goddamn stupid that because now everybody understands, everybody expert in terrorism.
Right.
You know, now everybody know how terrorists work. See, the terrorists are working. You see, Trump playing 3D chess. Okay? No, Trump gonna get you niggas destroyed. Because while you talk about the terrorists, and you got all this talk about, you know, a direct war with Iran, which is going to lead to a war with Russia and a war with China, and that's going to lead to this bitch becoming a widow. So you're talking about a goddamn terrorist, now niggas are getting to the percentage. See, Indonesia, they was sending 15%, now they talking about 0. Terrorists going to be you niggas' last word, man. You shouldn't be worried about if that nigga send them B-2s to Iran. Because that's what's going to affect your day. Okay?
This is so stupid too, because niggas will get into that not knowing the terrorists ain't gonna never make your shit go up. You think these folks really finna eat the cost of that? They gonna add the U.S. needs, they don't let Trump make this that the U.S. can just stand alone and they don't need nobody else. No, they need the other countries to import this stuff over here. So all they're gonna do is jack the price up on the other end.
I'm gonna say this again, the other countries need the United States money too. So if the United States go down, they're gonna go down from another state.
It's all connected. It's a global crash.
That's it, bro.
It's a global reset.
To bring forth what? That monetary system, that digital system. You know?
Hey, just to back y'all up, and you can tell that these other countries are down with the Thailand, you know, that exposed them Robocop. They got a fucking AI cop out there now. Yeah.
Even you, when we were going into like 15 million cities and everything, at least implement China as a GMS. I mean, they're going into, that's the country that's in charge of getting all the information from everything, every person, everything, and everybody on the planet in order to make the new digital system. So that just shows you like this little war and everything they got going on. That's not the real war with free.
It's the they call it TikTok ban.
Yeah.
You know, all these different things because they play like they're against TikTok in China, but no, China is a global stage, man. Okay, and what's going to happen is these devils are going to fight who's going to run this new setup. Okay, just like they did when they was Rome. All right, these Caesars they were underhanded, and you know what you had the year of the 4 emperors. Okay, you had them Edomites doing what? Going to war with each other over a kingdom that was already up and running. All right, what happened with when Alexander died? They went to war of a kingdom that was already up and running. So these devils, they're going to be divided. It's going to get to a point. They're going to go so far because they already got their plays in place. So it's going to get to, like you watch the movie, they get to a certain point, then they go with their movie. They be with you to a certain point, but then, you know, because after you done rob everything with this person, then the only thing left to rob is the person you've been robbing with. Hey, how the movie go? You know, one guy be counting the money, and the gun, he'll look like, nigga, what you doing? Like,
What was that?
you knew it would come to this. What you saw?
What was it, Italian Heights? When they had went and stole all the gold and do rob them, man. That's it, man. I mean, who else left?
Oh shit.
That's a good point right there.
I got some quick this is a group of things. It says China is rapidly
I think
expanding.
that's, hold on. Oh, you got Proverbs 11 and 6 in the NLT real quick. What you got there?
It said China is rapidly expanding its geospatial intelligence or geo capabilities, including through the use of remote sensing satellites like the Yogan 41.
But guess what? Where most of these devices come from? China. Most of these electronics come from China. Okay, so this ain't nothing but data gathering technology.
It says other technologies to gather information on the global scale.
Yep.
But it just go.
No, you didn't make
It just goes into we was gonna go on into it. We're gonna have you going and looking it up. Like when the elite came up with this whole 15-minute city thing, all these different countries got a portion of what they supposed to do.
Yep.
So that's how we know all of them gonna end up fighting over. But China is that country that's over information gathering and technology gathering. That's why when they did the shutdown for COVID, all of a sudden when it opened back up, now you see cameras and shit everywhere. That shit wasn't there. Every time they do a shutdown, they don't let shit over here. They're building up the infrastructure in that area. Like if you go into the California fire, look up the California fire map, and look up the plan for the 15-minute city or that shit they're doing now with 500 people.
AI infrastructure.
Yeah, look up the layout for the AI infrastructure. It's the same map. Everywhere they got it put up there, they even got it now where they're actually putting these cities at. So every time something happens in a certain state or a certain area, look up if that's where they plan on having that 15-minute city or that infrastructure.
And you gotta think, because we looked it up too. These 15-minute cities, it won't take many of them because the New World Order, they have it divided into 10 kingdoms, 10 zones. So the world population, they want the world population to be 500 million. So they got it set up to put 50 million in each kingdom. See? So it don't take many smart cities to house 50 million people. You know, in these kingdoms, it's gonna be spread out. People gonna be far from each other. And these are concentrated areas. You know, like all of them, different zones. See?
The building they talking about doing, they already got one of them in China. That's why when you go to places like China and Japan, that's a reason why they're far more advanced from a technology standpoint because that's where they implement all these things. But they got one of the buildings in order to do the whole 500 million coin. They only need like 15 of the buildings. They talking about with them buildings, what? They talking about putting like what 50,000 or like 500,000 people in one building. So they say you, like your job, everything you need gonna be all there in one area. You're gonna have 0 personal vehicles per year. Esau trying to make it where you get 3 clothing items. Nigga, you get a pair of pants, a shirt, and some socks. And that's it. You ain't gonna have no meat, no dairy products, no none of that. And then for men, you only gonna get 250 kilograms. 2,500 calories, which is the basic amount of what you need to survive. Esau gonna make you niggas work and give you the basic needs so you keep it going.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 6 in the NLT. The godliness of good people rescues them.
It's the elect. And also the godliness of the elect, which is God through the Spirit of power, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, rescues them. Go ahead.
The ambition of treacherous people traps them.
The ambitions of treacherous people trap them. There is no one more ambitious than Esau either. The scripture says this man wants to be like the Most High. There's no one more ambitious than this man. He wants all the control. Okay? So you have multiple Edomite fascists that's thinking like that, that's running this system. It's going to clash. The Lord is trapping Esau by Esau's own ambition because the Lord made this nigga ambitious like that. Okay? Even when you go into, matter of fact, look at it real quick, First Maccabees like 1 and 14. It shows you how these devils think. Going back to the time of read start at 16.
This is First Maccabees chapter 1, starting at verse 16. Now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus,
Now the kingdom was established before Antiochus. This is Antiochus Epiphany. Damn devil, go ahead.
he thought to reign over Egypt,
He thought to reign over Egypt, go ahead.
that he may have dominion over 2 realms.
That he may have dominion over 2 realms. So here it is, this devil is already reigning over Syria. You know, the portion of the Greek Empire, which was, you know, in the Mesopotamian region, which is Syria. And matter of fact, pull a map up real quick of the territory ruled by Alexander General. Now you stay where you at in there. We're gonna read down. So you look up the territory ruled by Alexander General and get some images. Okay, well here it is. The kingdom. Remember, the kingdom is established. But this nigga like shit. I want to rule over Egypt. Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 17. Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude with chariots and elephants and horsemen and a great navy, and made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled, and many were wounded to death.
Yeah, so here it is. We had this Edomite, Antiochus. Here it is. The kingdom is established. He already got his portion. It's set up and running. But he like, shit, he just had a thought like, shit, I want Egypt too. You know what I'm saying? He just pulled up on Ptolemy like, shit, nigga, give me that. You know? So these devils, this is gonna be the same thing happening again, man. Okay? Because you got certain Edomites that back Russia, certain Edomites that back China, certain Edomites, okay, that's bagging America, okay? And we're gonna see that clash, man. Okay? So, yeah. So you see that shit, bro. This is what all he had right here. He like, shit, I want this too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all look at this shit. You know, you look at it. Hold on. So here it is, this devil, Antiochus. All right. He had, hold on, put the, if you can see it, he had all that portion right there in the green. Okay, this big ass piece of territory, but he like, nah, I want this little piece too, this Egypt. So these devils, their own ambition is finna get ready to trap them, man, because these devils can never have enough. You know, what's it? Remember, the devil be satisfied. Yeah. You see, the fact that they can never be, satisfied, that's what's going to destroy them. You know, that's why he said he overthrow the crafty. He overthrow the wicked in their own craftiness. Because you best believe if these niggas are treacherous against each other, man.
Back in Revelation, back in Proverbs 11, verse 7, in the NLT, when the wicked die, their hopes die with them.
Hey, when they die, their hopes die with them. All this shit that they built up is gonna die with them. Go ahead.
For they rely on their own feeble strength.
Yeah, their own feeble strength. Their money and technology is feeble compared to the power of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM.
The godly are rescued from trouble, and it falls on the wicked instead.
The godly are rescued from trouble, which is the elect, and their punishment is gonna fall on the wicked. So the fact that the devil can never be satisfied, all right, that's going to play against them because it's going to be one thing, because that's why the Lord going to allow them to get so far. And if they see this shit unfold, they be like, shit, these devils don't betray each other. Shit. Pulling this shit out.
Yeah. They'll get nice and full, they growling no more. But that greed is what's, like I said, going to destroy them, man. That greed.
The Lord knows these devil's nature, so their nature against this.
And you would think that he would know better since he's a cunning hunter.
Yep.
You know, you would think he would know, goddamn it, you can be set up for a trap, man, if you get greedy. Like you can leave like what, little bread pieces for a particular animal and have a little pit for him to fall in with the whole loaf right there. As soon as you try to get it, he fall into the pit, man.
This Obadiah 1:5. If they come to thee and rob by night, how are they cut off? Would they have stolen? They had enough. If the great grabbers come to thee, will he not leave some grapes?
Yep. So this devil, his mindset to take everything. But see, the Lord gonna do him like he's trying to do. That's why America will do it completely different. Okay? The Lord is gonna judge this man just like you always go to destiny. The Lord is going to spoil this man to his destiny. You know?
Just the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
Yeah, and we're seeing it now when the devil, you know, he's in straits because he's trying to figure out how to pull this shit off and not fulfill prophecy. You know, 414. He can't think he can't get around it. Can't do it. You see?
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yep, the word wicked there is a mal, goes to the labor, okay, which, you know, twofold, because prophets, you know, are working class men, all right, and the spiritual standard has been set against them. See, the prophets is this man's biggest hold. You see, the spirit, because the prophets are step for step with him, okay? The prophets are step to step, and the spirit of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI has the prophets in lockstep with the devil. So every move you make, we're telegraphing, we're telling the world. You know, like how easy it'll be to smoke. yeah.
Back in Job.
Oh yeah. And working class. You see all these strikes and protests and shit. You know, the farmers and shit. You know, because there was a twofold.
There's supposed to be another march tomorrow, if I ain't mistaken. You know, regarding this hands-off march regarding the tariffs and Trump and shit.
Oh yeah.
As
They
well,
marching against what, Trump and Elon?
Yeah. As well as Trump, it was the talk of did a video where he talked about implementing the Insurrection Act in the name of protecting the border, man. It will come with possible, you know, martial law. But you know, chances are they gonna tell you that right or they can do it. Yeah.
You talking about doing something with the smart cities, like what 10 break it down to 2?
Yeah, well, the whole earth, they're going to break it down to 10 kingdoms.
The crazy part about that is Esau don't even hide this shit. You can right on the World Economic Forum and the UN website. They got the whole plan right there, but they know niggas ain't gonna read shit.
But that's why Trump talking about, you know, Trump keep talking about Greenland, the Gulf of America. Like that's the 10. Yeah, that's the 10. That's one of the 10 kingdoms.
Okay.
So that's why he's talking about Panama and all that shit that goes into those 10 kingdoms.
Back in Job 20, verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon while he is eating.
Yeah, so these devils, if they get to a certain point, the Lord gonna call these devils to go to war, and he's gonna send back YAHAWASHI. You know? So this new world order, all right, is gonna be thwarted by prophecy, man. And this devil is fighting tooth and nail, trying to figure out how to pull these off and not fulfill prophecy. That's the strength.
Because you don't get close again, because the system will be operating.
Days of Noah.
Yeah, like the days of Noah, but at the end of the day, YAHAWASHI's gonna come in the nick of time.
Man, Apostle Tar said when they push that thing, we could be out here in about a month.
Yeah, you'll see a couple.
And that buckle went off in the second. Not shit. Ain't no religion on that. If it's there, we gonna be brothers and sisters edified. If you want to give all honor and glory to
YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM.
want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Rural, as well as peace and blessings, health and brothers to the house of David the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.